the morning, and people are probably wondering why the hell is Dean live at 6:30 in the morning. You might think I'm mad. I don't know, but we'll see how this one flies. But I'm sat here this morning, and I want to really kind of spend a minute and talk to you about something that I'm seeing more and more and more. That I think the older you get, the more things start to make sense. And I've literally been thinking this morning, pondering this morning, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do a training session on this. I'm going to do a training session on this because I see lots of people. I'll get to the point in a minute. It is early, I know. I see lots of people and they're struggling with the whole marketing piece. Let me unpack that by struggling. They have a service. It's a good service. It does a good job, but for some reason it feels like an uphill struggle to promote it. So that's the first group of people. Then there's the other group of people who, it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't seem like it's working. You've tried, cold outreach, you've tried social selling, you've tried paid ads, you've tried this gadget, that gadget, the other gadget, all the gadgets. Something just isn't working. Now, I've come across a lot of people in this boat, and the common denominator is they've tried umpteen number of different things, and it's like nothing seems to be working. It's like, why is this not working? And actually, I know the answer. I actually know the answer, because it's the same answer whichever medium you're doing. So let's think about cold outreach for a minute. I'm not so sure it's the most effective way to do it, particularly if you try and do it at scale. Maybe individual, it's a bit much more effective at an individual level, one-to-one. But let's take cold outreach. Is it the tool that gets you the lead? No. It's never the tool that gets you the lead. Let's say paid ads. Is it the advertising platform that gets you the lead? No. Is it on the TV channel? If you do a TV ad, is it the TV channel that gets you the lead? It's not. Because I could put the shittest TV commercial on prime time between Corrie and Emmerdale in the UK, big soap operas, and I could put the shittest ad, and when I put the shittest ad in there, it wouldn't perform. See, what I kind of had a revelation, and I've decided to do a whole training session on this on the 17th of May, and I'll somewhere on my profile, wherever it is, there's a link to it. You can register, it's free. But what I've kind of zeroed in on is people don't have trouble with the technology. People don't have trouble with, oh, there's a new ad platform, or there's this new gadget, or the other new gadget, or I can personalize my emails with images, or I can do all of that stuff. That's not the problem. The problem is the message. The problem is the message. If you're not cutting through the noise, it's not a gadget problem. It's not a platform problem. It's a message problem. So whatever you're getting out in front of people is just not doing the job it needs to do. Now, that sounds like, Dean, you're stating the obvious. So why is it, if you scroll through LinkedIn, you scroll through all of these different social channels, why is it so many people are still missing this? It's dead simple. We have to convince other human beings that they need what we sell. The platform, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, ads, TV, newspaper, magazines, door drop leaflets, all of that stuff is to get that message in front of it. It's the medium, it's the route to the eyeballs. But what gets them interested is the message. Now, I'm not talking copywriting here, because that is another element of this. I'm talking about the fundamental message that you're getting out. If you're a leader in your field, if you're an expert in your field and nobody sees it, nobody gets it, nobody understands it, that's your problem. It's not their problem. It's not my problem. It's your problem. You've got to do something to change it. We're not responsible for, people will say, well, I can only put my message out and hope people see it. And then they go, well, I can amplify that message. But if you're amplifying something that isn't relevant and it doesn't resonate, it's not going to work. So why am I doing this live this morning? Why am I waking everybody up at 6:30 in the morning? I'm waking everybody up at 6:30 in the morning because I want you to think about today, Monday, the 9th of May. I want you to look as you're going through your day and go, does my message cut through the noise? Because if it isn't cutting through the noise, you have to start there. It's not about more gadgets. There will be a new gadget every week. There will be a new technology, a new strategy, all of this stuff every single week, because businesses will be innovating all the time. It's not about that. It's about the message. It's the message in the ad. It's the message in your social posts. It's the message in your magazines. It's the message in your PR. You've got to cut through and achieve resonance with a human being. And if you don't do that, it doesn't matter how much money you throw at it, you're just playing the lottery. You're just playing the lottery. One of the reasons why I I do shit on cold outreach a little bit. And I don't mean it, I don't mean to say that there isn't a place for it, but often when you genericize, so you go to a clever little tech platform and they go, we can get you 1,000 messages out and we can personalize them. We can put you with a waving and a coffee cup and all that stuff. You do all of that stuff. The problem is, as you try and ramp that up, the message suffers, because now we have to be a bit more generic because we're talking to more people. We have to do this because we're talking to a broader audience. We don't have time to vet people because we're now sending to 1,000 people. And if we spent hours going through 1,000 people, it would take forever. We'd never get a campaign launched. So what happens is the compromise to go, we want to reach 1,000 people through cold email. So what we have to do is weaken the message so that it works for 1,000 people, because we don't want to check the data. Yeah. So efficiency, in the sense of sending more, we weaken the message because nobody wants to check 1,000 records. Nobody wants to click every one and go through. So our message has to punch through. And what we miss is the fact that it's more powerful to punch through with 200 people or 50 people or 100 people and make money, because we think that we have to go to thousands to get the same money. When you punch through with the message, a very clear message, you can actually make a lot of noise, a lot of impact with a smaller group of people. So real tight control of your message, and I don't mean the brand police here, our tone of voice and all that crap. You know, I once worked with a client and they were so nailed down on this tone of voice thing. They had adjectives and verbs, and they don't do this and they don't do that, and they can't say this and they can't say that. And I wrote some copy for them. They asked me to write some copy, and I tried to abide by those guidelines, but some of them, it was flipping impossible. Anyway, I sent it back to them, and they had the little gripe about this doesn't follow our document. I was like, oh my God. So they reworded it, sent it back to me, and theirs didn't either. And I pointed it back out to them, and they said, oh yeah, but we can flex on that issue. What's the point of having it in the document? What's the point? So you get the two extremes here. You get people who have very tight, battened down message, Half the time, they don't even punch through. They don't resonate. They don't make an impact. And then you've got the other ones who have no focus message at all. So I've seen, and if I'd prepared for this, I could have shown you. And if anybody wants to show me, anybody wants to see it, I'll happily show them. When I write a lead magnet, I get a 50% conversion on them. 50%. And people go, 50%? That's nuts. Most people get like 20%. And I said, well, here's the thing. If I can focus on a few hundred people and get real punch through, my conversion's sky high because the message is relevant to that people. But as soon as you try and scale that up, you have to weaken the message. You have to have a broader appeal. Like for ads, for an example. So I was like, is that true? Is that true that the more you scale it up, the weaker it gets? And generally, it is true. It is true to get a broader appeal. But what I try and do is use my message to filter the people that need me the most. So if you think about it, right, at any given time right now, let's say you've got 100 potential customers, 100 potential customers in front of you. There are about 70 of that 100 who are just going through life, doing their thing. Yeah. 70 of them. There's about 20 of them. 20 of them. This is roughly speaking. Out of the 1,000, out of the 100, 70% are just browsing, looking through, going through life. They're not thinking about your service, any service remotely like yours. They're oblivious to it, absolutely oblivious to it. They're just not in that space. Only 1% of that 100, so one of them is actually looking for your service right now. So you think, oh, I've got to tailor and find the 1%. No, you've not got to find the 1%. Oh, everybody thinks that that's what you've got to do. It's not. It's not. Marketing is not about the 1%. Marketing is about the 99% who are not thinking or looking at your service or a service like yours right now. 99%, I could pull the figures. I'll pull it up somewhere at some point. 99% of your target market are not thinking, not looking, not remotely engaged in, looking for a service like yours. If you go to them and say, hey, do you need a service like ours? They will say, no. No. Does that mean they don't need it? No. Stay with me here because this is really important. So if you think about what most people are doing to get business is they're trying to find the 1%. That's why conversions are so low. They're trying to hunt down and find the 1%. The people who are looking right now, the people who are Googling, the people who are doing all that stuff. That's what everybody's trying to do. But that's a never-ending, constantly repeating process. We do it again and again and again and again and again. Basically, what we're doing is we're looking for the 1%. The 1% who are thinking, looking, engaged in, pondering a service like ours. But the 99%, the vast majority of those will probably benefit from your service too, right? Yeah, I know some of you watching this are probably not thinking about how you sort out your message, but I know that you're missing opportunities because your message isn't sharp enough. I know that, but you might not know that. So instead, what most people do is try and focus on the people who thinking about their message right now, looking for, I need a message consultant. I need somebody to help me build my message strategy, blah, 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 blah. I'm not interested in those people because those people are looking around and those people are actually probably the most people who can sort themselves out. What I'm doing is using my message to create demand from the people who are oblivious. And people go, what? Yes. If I ask, let's just pretend for a minute. Let's just pretend it's just you and me here. I don't know how many people are watching. Let's say for right now, you're one of those 99%. You are strolling through, you're doing your ad campaigns, you're doing your outreach, blah, 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 blah. You don't think there's anything wrong with your message. My job is to help you see the flaws in what you're doing because your message isn't sharp enough. And when I do that, I gain trust and authority in your world. And so you make an inquiry with me. That's what I'm doing for the 99%. And that's why my message often speaks to the 99%. Very rarely will you see me say, hey, do you want to do this? Or do you want to, and I'll talk about, oh, we've got this going on or that going on. I'm constantly talking to the people who are not aware that their message could be holding them back. I'm constantly talking to the people who are missing or oblivious to the opportunities they're leaving behind on LinkedIn. So I speak to the people who are not thinking about LinkedIn. They're not thinking about social media as a revenue channel. They're thinking about it as it's just something we have to do to get our name out there. It's something that actually we don't do. I am focused on the 99%. My message is geared to the 99%. The people who are oblivious to the issues or the opportunities they're missing because they don't understand their message. So I'll give you an example. I can put because I've built a message framework that works for me, teach it now. I can put together a post in about 30 seconds. And I can put a post together that will speak to somebody, and I'll get a message from somebody at least once a day from somebody who says, it was almost like you were speaking to me. It was almost like you knew what was going on in our world. Why? Because I'm speaking to the 99% of people and the way they see the world. So I'm not talking to the people who are pondering their LinkedIn and social media strategy. I'm talking to the people who don't have a strategy, don't even realize they need one, don't even realize there's a whole opportunity there. I talk to the people who get no leads from LinkedIn. I talk to the people who get inconsistent results from LinkedIn, but they're not actively looking to go all in on LinkedIn. That's my job, to show them they're missing a piece of the puzzle. And when they put that piece of the puzzle in, it changes. So there's two camps really in this world of marketing and sales. There's the people going after the 1%. And that's like, hunting to find the person who's looking to buy right now. Yeah. Finding immediate opportunities. The danger of that is you have to go all the way round and go round and go round. You're just hunting. What I'm advocating you think about is get your message in line so you can go, well, hang on a minute. How do I create the demand for my service from the 99% who are not thinking about it? Yeah. You can't scale a business looking for the 1%. You have to find a way to convert some of the 99%. It's actually easier in the long run, because if you mass educate an audience, if you mass engage an audience, every day I put out a post, I'm giving a level of information and knowledge to people. It might not yield like world transforming results in one post, but the compound effect of that is actually helping me create demand for my service, for what I do, for how I work with a larger group of people. And so what happens is, instead of me going out to find the one, the ones find me, because the ones coming from that 99%, that mass 99% who are not thinking about LinkedIn, social media, getting clients from social, getting leads every day from social. Those people who are not thinking about that, my job is to help them see that they should. And when they start to realize they should, who do they come to for help? The person who helped them see it. Whereas the alternative is go and find the needle in the haystack. So how do you get those 99% to start to see that they need what I sell or they need what you sell? You have to mass and educate through content and multiple types of content in different ways to build up that exposure, to build up that resonance, to build up that trust. And it all comes down to your message. All leads, all inquiries come from some form of content. It could be a story from a prospect passed on. It could be an ad. It could be a social post. It could be a message. It could be an email. That copy, that video, whatever that message is, has to resonate with another person that convinces them they need what you sell. All success in sales and marketing is in the message. The words you speak, the language, the way you communicate it, the visuals, the message is the key. So let me give you the challenge today. Here's your homework for today. Go and look at what you're doing. Go and look and ask yourself, is it helping the 99% realize they need us? Where in your business is that activity happening? And is it working? Then I want you to go and look at the other elements of your business where you're trying to find the 1%. Ask yourself, is it working? Is the message cutting through? Are you finding the 1% in a consistent path? Are you having to go through numbers and burn through numbers to get the 1%? I'm not saying that's wrong. If you want to do that, it's absolutely fine. It's your business, your choice. But I would encourage you, the long-term win is to get that 99% to see, or a percentage of that 99% to see that they need you, because you're basically playing to, we're building a brand. We're building a brand. When you build a brand well with the right message, you don't have to sell. People come to you. And there's levels of that, right? There's different levels of how that works, but fundamentally there's three. There's the outbound cold. There's the warm, generating warm leads, where I'd put social selling and content. And then there's the inbound, where you've built the brand and people know what you're about. So there's kind of three tiers to this, really. There's the cold stuff, there's the warming stuff, and then there's the inbound stuff, which is like work, pretty much people just coming to you saying, oh, I need what you've got. Those are the three levels. To really ramp up a business, you can't stay at that bottom end. Just doesn't work. You can get a long way with that bottom end. You can get a real long way. But actually, to make it work in the long term, where you're not chasing business or having yo, you have to go and get further up. So I'm constantly thinking not about how do we get a sale today. I'm thinking about how do we educate and engage 1,000, 2,000 people so that we're down the road. We've got a pipeline down the road. The cold stuff, you're thinking weeks and days in front of yourself, maybe a quarter in front of yourself. With the content piece and the inbound piece, you're actually looking at months, weeks, years down the line to build revenue. So look, think about it. I'll give you an example. With my middle of the road warm stuff, I'm getting about 200 leads a week, 200 inquiries a week. Now, I'm benefiting from 5 years of action, but literally inside of 2-3 months, you can be getting to a couple of leads a day from your social in 2-3 months. But it all comes down to the message. You have to craft your message so that it picks and engages that 99%. If you don't engage that 99%, you're what's the word? You're eating what you kill. Eat what you kill. In other words, if you don't kill something that day, it's a crude analogy, but it's hunting basically. We've got to find a sale. We've got to find a sale. What I would advocate you doing, even if you keep doing that cold stuff, is advocate a slither of your time, a slither of your energy. Split your energy a little bit and go, how do we fix some stuff down the road? How do we, over the next 2-3 months, get to a point where we're getting a couple of leads a day? And that might not sound like a lot, but it's actually easier to convert a lead that's come to you or a lead that's engaged with you than it is get somebody cold. And even if your success rate, isn't brilliant, that's 10 leads a week. And you can have that within 3 months. But it comes down to, it's not the gadgets, not the technology, it's not some secret hack. It's real simple process of finding message, refining that message so that it hits the right people and educates them about why they need you. And I don't mean a PDF saying, hello, Mr. Customer, here's why you need us. I mean that they get it, they see it, they can see in their business why they need it. That's my little ramble for this morning. Look, ponder it. Go look at what you're doing. Go look for yourself and go, am I getting the results I want from the effort I'm employing? If you're not, it's probably your message. Yeah, it could be your creative, it could be the platform, it could be the targeting, but typically it's the message. It's the message. So look, have a great week. Great to be up with some of you at 6:57 in the morning. I might do more of these actually. I quite like getting up early and doing stuff like this. If you want to know about that whole conversation I've just shared with you about how do I get to a point where I'm getting 2 leads a day, I can show you how to do it inside of 2 months. I think we do it in 2 months. It's over an 8-week period. We basically go, right, let's get this message nailed. Let's get it out into the market. Let's start getting you leads at the rate of 2 a day. We do it 8 weeks. So look, if you want to know more about that, drop me a line. But if not, go look at your message. Go check. Do your homework. Is it working? If it's not working, take a look at the message.